Hey YouTubers, so in this video I wanted to talk about using the ONN, or we'll just call it ON, projector for your business meetings. Now, it's daylight outside, not middle of the day, we're talking early morning, and I've got the lights off for the most part in here, and it does actually present a pretty good picture on the wall. Of course, I don't even have a screen on the wall, but if I did have a screen, we would have an even better image. So I think, at least in this situation, it's adequate. Now, in a moment, I will turn on the lights and we will slowly dim them. And if you don't have the ability to dim your lights, you may not like this projector for it. So if we had these lights right here on, you can still see this pretty good for a presentation. Now they're all the way up, and you know, if you can't reduce the lighting, I would say this is just not bright enough. Though in here I can read it, it's a rather weak image. But as I slowly dull it, and I'll go 25% at a time, it starts to get a little better. A little bit, that's about halfway. 3/4. And then as dim as I can make it, and you see the lights up there. But yeah, overall, I think you could get away with this as a business projector. Now, is it going to last a long time? That's another question. Also, it's pretty noisy. So if we come over here to it, if you happen to be the person sitting next to this thing, you're going to hear a lot of fan noise. So if you can't put the projector somewhere where people aren't going to have to sit next to it, then you may have some issues there. Overall, though, pretty easy to adjust your image. There's a focus on the front, so basically I'm turning the lens, and it provides a pretty decent image. There's Keystone in the back, in case you don't know what Keystone is. If you have the projector lower than the center of the screen, you would use that so that you can get the sides perfectly vertical. If you had the screen higher, and I may have the images backwards from what they would be, but if it's higher, you can do the same thing to get the outer edges to be perfectly vertical. So it does have a lot of capability for that. Couple HDMI ports on it, and then there's a built-in Roku, or not built-in Roku, but one of the HDMIs has a Roku plugged into it, which is nice if you have Wi-Fi at your company or place of business, whether it be your home office or an actual company. You can get on the internet that way, whether it be YouTube, things like that. Now, beyond the noise, the picture, is pretty decent. 1080p is actually, pretty good for a projector. I think a lot of times you don't even see that quality in a business meeting unless you're at a bigger company that's got one of the huger projectors. But this is about the resolution you would expect to see. I don't think you're going to see too many places that have invested in 4K projectors. So this is, as far as resolution goes, it's top notch. The colors could be better on it, and you can play around with those yourself. Some other things now, this does have a USB on it, as well as VGA, so multiple ways to hook up a laptop and other devices like a desktop. Right now I have a desktop plugged into it, and so it's quite capable. So I'm going to turn the lights on. Or rest the lights back on. Alright, so we've got a lot of light on, hard to see. But there's USB, HDMI, two of those, VGA, and like I said, it's pretty noisy. Since it was dark, here's basically the focus is on the outside, and there is a menu built onto it in case you lose your remote control, so that's good. How many times do people run out of batteries? So there are some things about this that are pretty good for business applications. Is it perfect? No. Will it last a long time? Probably not, from the reviews I read. So thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.